I'm Tucker Van Eck. I am from Rye, New York, and I am an economics major with a concentration in leadership studies. So I have a twin, Teddy, who plays tennis at Brown University, and so the sports I began playing growing up was most principally tennis with him. We went to the same summer camps. We went to the same we hit the same country club together, and then by middle school, he started to have more of an intensity for it, and he started beating me, and I realized that I didn't love it as much as he did, and I tried to look to other sports. And so my older brother Nick, he was playing squash. He was going off to boarding school soon, and that's kind of what introduced me to the sport, and that's like who I kind of began playing with, and why I started playing squash, and I was around the 6th grade, and ever since I've loved playing it during the winter or summer or whenever, and that's how it's led me to where I am today. Something interesting is I've actually been teammates with the same kid for the last 17 years, somewhat, I guess. Is Wai Shahi. He's taking a gap year right now, but went to school at Hackney with him from kindergarten to 12th grade, and we're both freshmen at Williams at the same time, and I've seen him progress, and he's seen me progress, and we've kind of both helped each other in the sport a lot. And I would say that Williams without Wai wouldn't be the same experience. Having someone that you're that good friends with for that long. And Wyatt fortunately encouraged me to walk onto the golf team freshman year, and that's also been a vital part of my experience at Williams. And without Wyatt, I don't know if I ever would have. And I'm very grateful for him for that, and I'm glad that he's a teammate on both squash and golf of mine. So, fortunately, I went to a small high school, where I had very few kids in my class with teachers, and I realized as I was progressing through that I wanted to go to a college that offered me that same experience, where I could connect with professors on a really more intimate level than I would at a normal university. And Williams offers that, and the professors are very communicative, and you're able to meet with them whenever is best for you. And it's been incredibly important to my academic experience and helping me grow as a student. So my favorite team tradition has to be, the Williams San Francisco trip. Every other year we go as an entire team to San Francisco, and we hang out in the Bay and, in the touristy area, but we play squash every day. Being able to see something on the West Coast, which is so radically different from, Williamstown, is super nice, and it offers a great bonding experience. 8 days over winter break, you get super close with your teammates, especially in training-wise, and, it makes the team much more of a family in that sense. But it offers you someone a group of guys you can easily relate to, and who can help you guide you through your freshman year much more than I think any other team can, in the sense that they help me guide me through how to deal with homework, how to deal with professors, and give me a welcoming environment that when you're such a foreign space, such as your first year in college, it makes you feel much more at home. It makes you feel much more comfortable, and especially when dealing with stress. In that freshman year, I think everyone can relate to that stress you experience as a freshman, and they help me deal with it in a phenomenal way. Alumni have offered me a breadth of experience, and offered me what they experience when looking for professional jobs, and they helped me narrow down what I wanted to do leaving Williams. They gave me experience on what their jobs were, and interview help especially, and pointed me towards the subjects and maybe the majors that would help me most pursue what I think I want to. And without calling them on a nightly basis before an interview, that offered me so much more help than I think a normal Williams student gets. That has helped me to this day and helped me have a professional career outside of Williams that I'm confident in pursuing. So a teammate of mine when I was a sophomore, Catherine Ben Eisenberg, he's doing consulting at EY Parthenon, and he really helped me realize that I wanted to pursue consulting as a full-time job, and helped me in my interview process, and gave me tips, and especially books and information and videos that helped me for my interviews, that allowed me to get a position at Accenture in New York City to do tech consulting full time. And I'm very grateful for him for that, and I can't imagine where I would be if I didn't have that resource and wasn't on the squash team. So my favorite memory has to be at Amherst my junior year. I was playing, second on the court. We hadn't won the match yet, and I was playing a kid I actually played in high school against Poly Prep. That was a brutal match. I won the first 2 games, and then I was a little tired. It was very much exhausting, and he won his 3rd and 4th game, and then I talked to Zalfi and a few of my teammates entering that 5th game. They told me a few things, keep it tight, don't go for any shots you shouldn't. And I was able to pull it out pretty convincingly in the 5th, actually, 11-4, 11-5. And that was I got off the court, and that was this probably like the hardest I've worked in a squash match and earn that win, and it's something probably the first one and I'll never forget that. You know, as a semi-recruit freshman year, you know, it took me 2 years to finally start for Williams squash, and you know, giving that experience and like having a grind like that helped me really relate to like the bottom half of the lineup where starting isn't necessarily a given, and kind of like gave me the experience of like how to talk freshmen through that who are especially frustrated, you know, having to grind and not getting where they want to be. And you know, it's created a lot of friendships, especially with some of the underclassmen here, that you know, to teach them that you need to grind a lot more, and you know, just because like you didn't reach the bar doesn't mean you haven't succeeded, right? So you know, coming to practice every day in a regimented schedule and with upperclassmen, like talking with them about my problems or like what I want to improve in, you know, it gave me a lot more confidence in who I was as a player and as a student, that I hope I can pass down to other underclassmen, and I know like I'll continue to use those resources as I graduate, and I surely hope underclassmen will continue to use me as a resource after I graduate. You know, as a senior in my spring, you know, as I kind of look over my time at Williams, you know, I can't imagine not being an athlete here for the invaluable experience and the people I've met and the things I've learned. I mean, from a wide variety. I mean, you got kids from California, you have kids from, you know, Maine. It's just, it's something that like I've just spoken to so many different people from so many different backgrounds. It's given me so much experience, and like as I enter the professional world, that you know I'm incredibly grateful for, and I can't imagine, you know, graduating from this school without meeting those kids. So in squash, there's 9 starting positions, and you know it's a best of 9, so you need 5 to win. But you know what I learned the most is even if you're not in one of those 9 starting spots, you can still really influence how the team does and how the team performs. And it doesn't mean if you're not in the top 9 that you're not vital to the team's success. I mean, I think it's the energy you bring every day at practice, and it's the way you communicate with your teammates, especially before and after matches, that really influence that. And just, you know, even if you're 10 or 11, you know, you're still having an impact. You know, you're pressuring those guys at 9 and 8 to perform better, and you know, to keep their starting spot, and that influences how they play in matches. I mean, it's really the atmosphere that a team provides you, and you know, the people you meet, and the things the advice they give you, and the support they give you, that you know makes that experience invaluable. Being, you know, on a team, and you know, having that group of close friends that I can't like thank them enough for that, and the way they've influenced me and helped me grow as a person. And you know, the only thing you can hope for as a senior and as a junior is to, you know, pass that along. You know, give those same kids that same experience that you had, and the support that you had. And you know, I just hope I'm living up to that expectation, and helping kids the same way that I was helped.